Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariane. I am a luxury travel advisor based in Vancouver, Canada. And welcome to Istanbul, Turkey. I am so excited to be here for the next 4 days. We did actually arrive on the Seabourn Encore, so if you missed that series, be sure to go and check that series out. I'll link it in the description box down below. And now we are going to explore the city. So let's get the day going. After dropping our bags and freshening up, we headed out and started to explore Istanbul. We started off with exploring Istikal Street along with Topkapi Square. You'll find many places along Istikal Street that sell Turkish delight and baklava. However, this place actually came highly recommended. We then walked down towards Galata Tower, which you can pay to go up. Walking down the hill from the Galata Tower, we cross the Galata Bridge. You can actually walk the Galata Bridge underneath, and you'll find many restaurants here. However, be prepared that they do harass you to try to come inside for a meal. We then checked out the Spice Bazaar, or also known as the Egyptian Bazaar. There were so many different baklavas, Turkish delights, spices, and teas available here. This 17th century market is really interesting to check out. On our way back to the hotel, we stopped at Nalle Galata near the Galata Tower for a Mediterranean meze sampler and some Turkish tea, of course. Good morning, friends. So it is now the next day and it is bright and early. There is a beautiful sunrise happening right now outside, and we are heading over to the old part of Istanbul to actually do a urban adventures tour. So really excited to bring you around the Grand Bazaar, Hagia Sofia. I believe we're also going into the Blue Mosque. So yeah, going to be a great day exploring with a local guide here in Istanbul. So we actually need to take a taxi from where we are over to the old part of Istanbul. So let's get going. Our first stop, once we met up with our guide, was to join the line in front of Hagia Sofia. When visiting Hagia Sofia, visitors are required to dress modestly and of course respectfully, so this means that both men and women should cover their shoulders, arms, and legs. Shorts, short skirts, and sleeveless tops are not allowed. Additionally, visitors are required to remove their shoes before entering the actual mosque of Hagia Sofia as well. Scarves are also provided for women to cover their hair. I made sure to bring my own scarf, so I didn't need to rent one. Visiting Hagia Sofia was definitely a highlight of my time in Istanbul. Hagia Sofia was actually built as a cathedral in the Byzantine Empire in 537. It was later then converted into a mosque and then a museum in 1935. In 2020, the Turkish government controversially converted Hagia Sofia back into a mosque, sparking some debates and protests from people around the world. Nonetheless, I really suggest a visit to Hagia Sofia if you are visiting Istanbul in the future. We also had the opportunity to visit the Blue Mosque, which is still undergoing some quite extensive restoration work as of our visit in October 2022. I also tried a simit, which is kind of like a Turkish bagel with cream cheese, followed by having a sit-down Turkish coffee while our guide explained some of the history of Istanbul and Turkey. Our guide also took us through Sultanahmet Square, where we saw the obelisk of Theodosius. This Egyptian obelisk is from 1400 BC and was re-erected here in the 4th century AD. What's also interesting to note is how far down the actual plaza used to be compared to where we all walk today. After a few stops along the way, we finally arrived to the Grand Bazaar. The Grand Bazaar in Istanbul is one of the largest and oldest covered markets in the world, with 61 covered streets and over 4,000 shops. The Grand Bazaar in Istanbul is often regarded as one of the first shopping malls of the world. We actually had an included lunch with our tour at Havuzlu, which is located right inside the Grand Bazaar. We had a choice of many different options that were made fresh, and I went with the traditional Turkish dumpling. It was so good. It was topped with a garlic yogurt sauce and was very similar to almost like a ravioli. We then made our way over to Topkapi Palace. Construction began in 1459, which was 6 years after the conquest of Constantinople by Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror. With our entrance ticket that was included with our tour, we were able to explore quite a few of the different rooms located on the property, including some of the museums where the armory was. I even had the opportunity to see the Spoonmaker's Diamond and the Topkapi Dagger. I absolutely loved our visit to the Topkapi Palace. I would highly suggest booking it with Urban Adventures as you are in a smaller group, and it is great value for the day tour that you get. This guide also had some amazing information, and whenever we had questions about anything, he would be more than willing to explain what we were looking at. For instance, these are the exact same tiles that are found in the Blue Mosque. As a luxury travel advisor, my clients typically receive added benefits when booking vacations, hotel stays, and cruises through me and my team. I'd love to work with you as your travel advisor. If you don't already have one, you can contact me using the link found in the description box down below or visit my website at wanderlustjourney.ca. For our final full day in Istanbul, we decided to leave the Europe side by ferry over at the Galata Bridge and crossed over to the Asia side of Istanbul. After a bit of wandering and taking in the sights, we stopped for lunch at Ciya Sofrasi, which was a restaurant that was highly recommended to me. From what I've been told, the menu actually changes somewhat daily, so they do have a menu that they print out and can provide to you. The food here was absolutely delicious. I highly recommend Ciya Sofrasi if you ever visit the Asia side of Istanbul. We also enjoyed a lovely cup of Turkish tea on the house. Before heading back to the Europe side of Istanbul, I stopped by this coffee roaster to pick up some fresh roasted ground Turkish coffee to take home. We went back to the area just outside of the Grand Bazaar, where the best shopping is, in our opinion, for some last few little bits and bobs before we were going to be packing and leaving for the airport tomorrow morning. So it is now our official last few hours here in Istanbul. We had such an amazing time exploring the city. Highly suggest Istanbul if you have never been. So we are now getting all packed up and ready to go. Do be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!